What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and we have a boosted chance to get a brand new legendary hero in Gemstone Legends called EGAST. So, let's take a close look at him, break him down, and then try some summons. But first, if you haven't downloaded Gemstone Legends yet, you're in luck, because if you use the link in the description of this video, you're going to get a free epic hero named Moralia, along with a bunch of gold, gems, and potions. After you download the game, you'll have access to events which will get you even more amazing heroes and loot. Guys, wow. Don't miss this because you do not get this opportunity in the regular app store. Download it now, and I will see you in Gemstone Legends. All right, so we have EGAST and some new Dark Followers 3-star heroes, which also look pretty good. So let's take a close look here at EGAST first, and then I'm gonna just give you a few words about the 3-star heroes that are out. So you can see the base stats here. The HP looks pretty good on EGAST. The attack and defense are okay. The defense and the attack are nearing 600 there, so we can just essentially call them 600. Speed at 198. There are heroes with higher speed, but that's okay. Of course, the equipment you put on the hero is going to matter probably more than any of the base stats here. In fact, way more than any of the base stats here. So let's really take a close look at the special. The ability he has here is Implosion of Matter. Deals damage to a single enemy, 259% of attack, and ignores 20% of defense. Now, this special is pretty simple. There's not a lot of words to it, but it is very good. A lot of the best damage dealers in the game have this ability on it. So that means that EGAST is not necessarily super unique in that respect, but he is good and he is solid. Now, do I think that this ability makes him one of the top tier heroes? Probably not top tier, because there are some really special heroes in this game. One of them, in fact, Strybog, you can get through fusion, and he's in the top tier because he just enables so many things. But no matter what kind of team you're putting together, you probably will need a big damage dealer like this. And whenever you're ignoring defense, like this guy ignores 20% of defense, that is absolutely huge. You can deal a lot of damage with this, and of course, this is incentivizing you to put a lot of crit damage equipment on the hero, as well as increased attacks. That's really, really important to get those three up. Now, with a hero like this, you probably don't have to worry about increasing the speed a whole lot. Like I said, you can. So like you're probably going to look for that as like maybe a fourth type of stat as far as equipment goes to put on a special like this. But if you have other support heroes that increase speed and mana gain and things like that, those are really the support heroes that enable a lot of nasty stuff in this game. So really, if you have those other heroes, you don't necessarily need to worry about that equipment for EGAST. So just take note of that. All right, let's take a look at the passive here. Killer of Heroes. 100% chance to inflict burn for 2 turns when using a special ability for every positive status affecting an enemy. Damage is increased by 40% if an enemy is affected by 5 or more positive statuses, and accuracy is increased by 40%, and he gains 20 mana at the start of his turn when fighting against 2 or more living blue enemies. So, you know what, guys? This is really like a Strybog hate hero. When you look at the passive here and everything it's doing, without the passive, this is already a solid hero. With the passive ability, you now have a toolbox type hero. What I mean by that is you can look at what the defense is doing and select this guy. If you have 2 choices between damage dealing heroes and you see that the opposing team is going to have a lot of positive statuses, well, this is what's called a hate hero, because you're going to bring it in and turn those positive statuses against them. The more the opponent does their thing, the less good it is for them. So you can see that you can really, really incentivize a synergy on your side of the battlefield against, and this is really for offense, probably more than anything, because if you see him on defense, like, are you really going to bring your big positive status guys? Probably not. Or at least you're going to play around it. But on offense, you can take this guy into some of the toughest defenses that are out there in the meta right now. And I think that's what EGAST's purpose is to look at some of those top defenses in Arena and be able to take them out, especially the ones that have Strybog in there. And lastly, he's an attack leader in the guild, so increases the attack of all allies in guild-related battles by 38%. You know where I think that this hero, even though the color doesn't match up quite well, is going to be really good is against the raid boss, which the purple raid boss in particular, the one that gets a lot of positive statuses, makes it really hard to deal damage and things like that. So you could potentially bring this guy in there, even though that the color doesn't line up. But I've found against the purple and the yellow raid boss in particular that bringing the opposite color doesn't always work like you want it to, because the raid boss is just so strong it can like kill your on color heroes. So it sometimes helps to bring these heroes that are going to have a little bit more survivability and deal a ton of damage. All right, let's briefly take a look at these 3-star heroes. I just have to point out some of the best healers in the game, and healers are pretty necessary. Some of the best healers in the game are 3-star heroes. And these are some good healers, in my opinion. So good that you could bring them up to 5 or 6 stars. And I'm not going to go through all of these here, but you can see that all of them have some kind of healing ability, along with a couple other things. Like this one gives an increased chance for speed and invincible. I think Noctis is going to be a really, really good one to bring up, because that's just going to make it really, really hard to actually kill teams. But look at these abilities for 3-star heroes. You don't often see all this text on 3-star heroes. So go through them and see which ones you think are going to be pretty good, and you may want to level some of them up. This would be like a 30-minute video if I went through all of these, so I'm not going to do it. But I'm just going to point out that in particular, I like this red hero here, Noctis. I think it has a lot of potential because of the increased speed and invincible. Those are just really cool bonuses in addition. All right, well, I have a few scrolls, not a ton of scrolls, but I have a few scrolls to do some summons here, so let's dive in and do that. First, let's start with some of the gold scrolls. I'm going to skip through the 3 stars. Unless we get one of the new ones. All right, Logan. Logan's a pretty good hero. So as far as epic heroes goes, so first of all, speed leader everywhere. That's obvious as a really good quality to have. Special ability deals damage to a single enemy and ignores 20% defense. So that is like a 4-star version of the new legendary hero we're going off. That's why I said this is a really good ability when it's on a hero. But look at this, 313% is actually more than the legendary hero. So if you bring Logan all the way up, you potentially get that. But the difference, of course, is going to be in the passive ability. Way less text here. Gains 100 mana whenever an ally is killed. I don't love abilities that depend on allies dying, by the way. All right, 5 left. Stanko, you need for fusion. And 1. And then we have 3 platinum. All right, Lurog. Okay, let's go through the platinum scrolls. I've got 3 because I have 2 platinum scrolls and then platinum scroll shards. Ife. You tell me how it's pronounced. Sometimes I don't know how they're pronounced. Increase the attack of all purple allies by 38%, deals damage to a single enemy, 285% of attack, and ignores 20% of defense. So that is the theme of today, is it not? And then lastly here, deals 40% more damage to enemies with higher HP than hers. And that's a really cool ability, for example, against like the raid boss, or like you can potentially do your equipment such that you really go heavy on attack and defense and leave the HP down, so that she's almost always doing a lot of damage like that. Ooh, look at that. Oh man, I was not expecting that. Wow, Raphael, legendary hero. And this is a pretty good one. So the leader ability increases the crit damage of all allies in the arena by 35%. Special ability deals damage to all enemies, 189% of attack, and ignores 20% defense. Like I said, that seems to be the theme of today. Now, what's so cool about Raphael and why he is so valuable is that he is dealing damage to all enemies. He can be this role that you see in a lot of the meta right now, where you have support type heroes speeding up the mana and the speed of enemies, and then you have someone like Raphael come in and just crush the team. And if you can speed up the mana and you can speed up the speed, then what's happening is Raphael is going off like frequently, and he can just take out the whole team real fast. This is a great finisher in a lot of meta defenses right now, and offenses, to be quite honest. And then the passive ability recovers HP equal to 30% of damage dealt. Attack is increased by 40% if HP is at 100%, or by 25% if HP is above 50%. Immune to heal block. So what's going on here is if you can somehow protect Raphael, then the attack is going to be a lot higher. If you can protect Raphael, then he's going to be dealing more damage. If he's dealing more damage, then the rest of your team is gaining more HP. So what you really want with Raphael, I think, is perhaps like a taunt hero on defense who's kind of soaking up the damage and Raphael never taking the damage, and then protecting that taunt hero so that Raphael can just do his thing and just crush the opponent and keep healing whoever has taunt. I think that's the real synergy here. Oh my gosh, and we have one platinum scroll left. Let's see what we can do with that. Soliana. All right. So Soliana, she's a pretty common one in this game. Her leader ability increases the speed of all allies by 13 in all game modes. 100% chance to inflict burn on all enemies for 2 turns. Deals damage to all enemies. And gains 35 mana at the start of each wave. Gains 5 mana whenever her special ability inflicts burn on an enemy. A very, very solid hero. You're probably not going to see her much in the very, very, very top tier defenses or offenses, but she is somebody you can certainly take as one of those big damage dealers through status effects that's really, really important in this game. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I drop more videos or go live, and I will catch you in the next one.